I want to talk to you guys today about something really important that's been on my mind, which is about the fact that I'm self made, but not really. So, this is one of those things where I was like, should I say it? Should I do? Should I not? Should I how do I say it? Because even if everything in my story is transparent, people will say it's still all luck, and people will say that I'm daddy's money, or people will say that I've had this connections or backing or something or the other to discredit me, my story, my success. At some point, right? At some point, I'll be so successful that people will want to discredit me, and I still I already get it. Like people from that once knew me, like, oh no, it's all luck. Oh no, like he has some. Like people have to find a reason to downplay why you're successful, so that they feel comfortable with why they don't have your success or this thing. And it's like the more adversity you've overcome, the more they hate you, the more excuses you like remove from the table, the more people hate you. So for me, it's like if I show how hard my journey was and how hard my journey actually has been and it still is, I just get hated. And if I say like that I got help, that and I overplay the help that I've received, then people don't really give me the credit I deserve and the value I deserve. So it's like this weird place to be. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, is there even a point of me doing this, you know? But I still want to do it because I want to be transparent with the real ones. I want to be transparent with the young me's who actually want to see this video, to know who I am, to know like that okay, you can have all these things that are bad and you can have all these good things come through from that, and that if you're actually willing to like chase your dreams and work hard and stuff, and despite all the adversity you go through, like it'll be worth it and that it can happen. So this video is just for you guys because I don't know why this video or like how this video is going to play out in the long term, because I see all the successful people today trying to like show proof. Like there are people with literally so much proof of their history, and it doesn't matter. Like haters are going to hate no matter what you say, no matter what you do. You can literally show your bank statements from like 25 years and people will still say like, no, you had done some illegal transaction. Like there are always and I didn't even know people are this crazy and this retard, like ridiculously just insane. Like it's insane how people will like hate, and uh, I don't even know if the word hate is. They just have to like discredit, deny, invalidate using all these crazy things. So I don't know. It's like mind blowing to me that there are humans like this. I'm like, why? Like, what's the point? What do you get out of this? Just ignore this person. Like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. But whatever, you know. So for me, in my journey, I've had to work like insanely hard. I've had to work like a fucking dog. Like all I've done over the past 7 years is work every single day without getting credit, without getting profit, without getting money, without getting rewards, without being seen or attention or anything. Has just been work, 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 work to build the skills necessary for what I'll be able to do. Shut up. For building the skills necessary for so much noise, but to build the skills necessary for what I need to do over the long period of my life, right? And that's been literally the past 5 to 7 years. It's just been work, work, work without getting anything, and I've made an ungodly amount of sacrifices. I've lost everything multiple times over. I've started businesses and tried to do stuff in 2 countries. I've moved back and forth so many times. All this risk, all this chaos, losing everything and being bankrupt in mid 20s, losing, like, I've like literally lost my mind in this game. Like, I've actually lost my fucking mind in this game. Like, dedicated my life to my art, like Vincent van Gogh, like literally that shit. I've lost everything, just every fucking thing a person can lose. Bro, I've been humiliated and defeated and betrayed. I've had it all. So when somebody tries to discredit my success, I just like, I want to laugh, because bro, you don't get anything in life without you deserving it. Like, if you take things that you don't deserve, there's a price you pay, and other people might not see it, but you're paying that price. There's no escaping the laws of God, the laws of the universe, the laws of physics, karma, and all these things. You can like make a big crypto pump and become a millionaire, but you won't have the happy family and the friendships and the things you deserve, and you won't have the status, you won't have the aura, you won't have the feeling of confidence that you have, that you can rebuild from anything. You can't take these things, you have to earn them. You really have unearned knowledge. You can't, like, it doesn't work that way. So for me, I have earned my way. That's the thing, that like number one thing I'm proud of myself is I literally earned my way every single way. Um, and but at the same time, I'm not like ungrateful to all the help I've received, or oblivious to the fact that I have certain advantages which I'm going to describe. And I wouldn't even like tell that this is insane advantages, but I'm still going to appreciate it, because for me, it's not good to, what do you say, overestimate your efforts and underestimate the favors and like the advantages that God has given you, because like I grew up in Dubai, right? I grew up there. I was born and raised in UAE, which is in itself I see as a huge advantage. Like, if you're born in a third world country, if you're born in like Africa with like shit education and shit water and shit hygiene or whatever, like, you're really unfortunate in that sense. Maybe there's some advantage that comes with it, I don't know. But I was born and raised in UAE. I had good education. I had better healthcare than most people. But again, I was sick as a child throughout my life. So my story is a little weird like this, in the sense like God always like put me in good places that look good from the outside, but on the inside I was going through hell always, whether it's health, finances, relationships, whatever. It's like God wanted to build my character in certain ways, and he did it. He did it in whatever way he knew, like he knew every way how to do it, right? So I got wrecked. But I grew up in Dubai, born and raised there, good education and everything. My whole life I've just been like a hustler and stuff. And my when I eventually started chasing my dreams in my, what do you say, 20s, like, yeah, 22 or something, 2019 basically. Right, when I had started the brand and everything by myself with my own money. But right after I started, my dad, like when my brand took off, like in India, when first business like that took off, and I had all these sales and all this revenue, and I didn't have the money necessary to fulfill the orders. So I had like all these sales that had come in, and I didn't have the money to pay for the inventory to fulfill those orders. And I could have refunded this and cancelled it, but at that time my dad gave me like 4 lakh rupees, which is like $5,000. And that was a big amount, like at that time, for him, for me at that time also, because it was like dispensable cash, right? I just put it into my thing. And this is after I had already put a lot of my savings and sold all my stuff and like launched the brand and everything. So this wasn't like startup money, but this was like take off, scale off money. And so I did that. We put the 4 lakhs, and like the brand, like it exploded, in the sense like not in a good way. It didn't scale. Like, because of that money and everything, I had hyper growth, and hyper growth means like I didn't have the back end. I didn't know how to do cash flow operations, like nothing, like everything went to shit. But my dad helped me with that, right? And after that also, like, man, it's so loud, dude. And after that also, like, when I wanted to try again, later my dad did give me some money. And then also, like, I've had the opportunity, like, to live with my grandparents. Like, when I lost everything, I was able to move back in here to India and live with my grandparents. Now I don't know if I'm like looking at it as a bigger blessing than it is, but I still had a home to come to, I still had food, I still had electricity, water, and all that shit. I'm not saying the dynamics of the family was good and like everything was like sunshine and rainbows, because things don't work that way in life. When you make promises and you come back, uh, things don't sit well. And there's a lot of fights and a lot of issues and family issues and all, but still I like, you have to like, I just have to like be like, man, okay, I still had a home, I still had this. And even in Dubai, like 20s and stuff, when I was going through college and after that when I started the business, I was still able to like live with my dad and all. And like, it's the Indian culture, right? You stay with your parents. And it's only after I lost everything and I moved to India, and then I went off on my own couch surfing, and then found an apartment and just like didn't like lived off my own means, starting doing freelance work and all that stuff. And even after that, when I lost, like, I got injured and I had no money, the girl that I was dating at that time, she knew I was so broke and so struggling. Like, I was literally eating just potatoes every day, and some days I was just eating like peanut butter. And my I have a photo, I'll share it with some at some point. It was just biscuits, like marigold biscuits, there's 2 minute noodles and peanut butter, because it was like lowest price and like the most filling or just most food I can eat. And that was just all I had, and that's why I've lost all my muscle. Like, if you look at now, my fingers have become normal, but it had become like bone. But like, I've really experienced the shit side of poverty, and I'll probably make another video on it as well. But like, these are the things that make you self-made, like you really struggling and going on your own, and you doing all the work and all that stuff. And for me, like, the times that my parents did help me, like after I got injured last year, after I got injured, my mom sent me cash and my dad sent me cash. And it might like, they sent me like 1 lakh, and because I had to like meet rent and I had to take MRI scans and all this stuff, and I couldn't do work, and like I just lost my all my health. And it was like literally the end of my hero's journey, like the rescue from my allies stage. If you look at the monument, you should see that, always see that monument in your own hero's journey, and try to like find some comfort in that. So anyway, my point is like, I've had help, at the beginning of my journey, at the end of my journey, and that's kind of like what your hero's journey is supposed to be. You're supposed to get help. That's a big part of the hero's, what do you say, spiritual, emotional, psychological development, is learning to accept help, and then also learning to like say no to help, and knowing that you will get help. And it's seeing that like, that benevolent kindness of the universe, the nature. It's like help will come through, like God will send help in whatever way you need it, at the time you need it, when you least expected it. Sometimes it can come from random people, like random strangers you've met just one time in your life. I've had that. It can come in the sense of, the master appears when the student is ready. It can happen that way. It can happen in the sense of, what do you say, like enemies, people doing you dirty, people doing you wrong, and that's a help that they do for you, because it exposes something wrong in your thinking, in your psyche, exposes some insecurity, some level of shame you have, maybe guilt, bad emotions that's attracting this, people pleasing. It like every single thing that happens to you happens for you, and it really is like that. So that's the thing. And like, the thing about business and like building a life and building like success and like this confidence and building that journey is like, man, you don't get anything for free. Nothing is free, like literally nothing is free. So everything is earned in blood, sweat and tears. And success is not something you buy, it's something you rent, you know. And the rent is due every day. And the only person who can pay that is you. And like when you're doing that, especially in some fields, like for me, I'm not just a pure entrepreneur, I'm an artist as well. And so the starving artist, the broke artist is the real thing. I wish I knew this because I accidentally became an artist. I was doing the work and the sacrifice and all these things to become an entrepreneur. And I was like losing my mind. Why is this thing taking so long? Why is it so hard? Am I going all these places? And then I realized, okay, I'm becoming an artist also. I realized that after I became an artist, 5 years, one day just poured out of me. And like, I realized, okay, shit, because I had to become an artist to become a fashion brand guy and this and that. Like, it all connects, right? So, I don't know. This is like my fucking rant for the day. I know this is a really low quality video because I'm not looking in the camera. There's dogs barking, there's auto rickshaw, there's all sorts of issues, but I'm just filming at this point because I want to put the message out. Come back and get this guy. But yeah, I want to put this out because I know like if I look at my house here in India, it's like my family home that all my parents, like my dad and their siblings and everything, it's like look at the house and it's like, okay, it's a middle class family, you can tell. And you might even see it and be like it's upper middle class. But it's never anything that you see from the outside, you know, because it's like you can have multiple bedrooms and AC and fridge and all this, but then if you don't have the cash flow to buy the food, you're wrecked, you know. And sometimes the things you own end up owning you, and that is literally what the middle class trap is. It's like you have all the cars and this and that, but then it's every day you're in debt, your interest payments are going up and up and up, and issues are happening. So that is really like, it's something that people don't relate to, I guess, unless they experience it. But anybody who's experienced it knows it, right? Like every single middle class person, especially 30s 40s people, once you get out of that, like you really know. And so all these things, it's like, man, everybody has a different story, everybody has a different price to pay, everybody has a different puzzle to solve. Every success story you see has every success story you see has an ungodly amount of work behind it. Like I think of stuff now, I'm like, man, why did I go through all of this? Like, was any of this necessary for me to become like just like a rich like clothing brand owner? Like what the hell? Like none of this shit makes sense, you know. But everything does make sense. Like the universe's intelligence, God, whatever you believe in life is way smarter than you are. In some ways, it's like it's you into infinity, so it knows everything about you and everything around you and everything that is within you, like all of it, bro. This thing is so smart, like this puzzle of life. And it doesn't give you, my point is, it never gives you anything for free. It takes a price, and you only get what you want, your dreams, your destiny, when you pay that price. And so like I thought of the times when I was going through this. Like I thought of the guys like Conor McGregor and his story, and him talking about like it was like fights every day at home, and like my dad would walk in and punch me right in, like in his Irish accent he would say shit. And I was like, and he was like taking welfare checks and shit. I wanted to apply for welfare, like especially when my injury thing happened and all, and like, but I didn't even know how to do it in India, if it was even possible, like if that thing was there. But man, like I like desperate, like just poverty, like poverty means proper poverty. Like there were auto drivers making more money and income than me. Like I could have done anything, Uber, this, that, but there were always these blocks, you know. So yeah, that's, struggle is real, bro. Struggle is real. And I don't know, this video I'm just like monologuing, but there is profit in all labor. Like for me, I'm willing to do anything, like taxi, janitor, wash dishes, waiter, any service job, any plumbing, painting, carpentry. Like I don't see any work as beneath me or below me, and I've done all these jobs in different ways. I just never got paid for them, for family, for friends, wherever I was helping and staying. Like I've always done it, and whatever I know little bit about, I've always tried to learn and just do and give back and contribute in whatever way I can. So it really is like that. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to say. It's like nobody is self-made, in the sense. Maybe there are a lot of people who are, I don't know, but I feel like it's all relative. Like pain is relative, suffering is relative, advantage is relative. Like, because I grew up in Dubai and I lost everything and I had to leave to India, and I was so broke in Dubai that I couldn't even start a business in UAE because I didn't have the money to get a trade license, or just like I didn't have anything. And I would have had it only if I went to the job and did a few years in my corporate career and stuff. At the time that I started it, I didn't have it. So I just like threw everything I had, like sold everything I had, emptied all the bank accounts from all the hustles, early stuff, and just like started. And then some dad's help, and boom, took off, right? And obviously that comes with a lot of problems and a lot of issues, but so far so good, and I guess it was all worth it. But yeah, it's like there are going to be people who have like grew up in like an African like village or like copper mine. Like look at like Francis Ngannou's story. Like the guy grew up in like, what do you call it, sand mine, copper mine or something like that, and he had to like go across the desert and stuff and to become like a UFC champion, boxing champion. So like, did I have that kind of struggle? No, absolutely not, right? In that way. But whatever the dream that I have, the prize that I have, my soul, my mission on this planet, on this life, is to go this way, that way. And it's like a maze that like God has for me. Like maybe he had that physical struggle, but he didn't have all these psychological puzzles to solve, because he's not like that crazy visionary genius, like strategic guy, you know. He's really tough, he's really strong, and like he's willing to struggle and build and all these things. But every task requires a different mind, and with every different mind comes with its own challenges and a different character and a different personality and a different, like, that's my point, So I hope like whatever you are going through, whoever you are, don't look at it as, oh, he had this issue, I don't have it, so I didn't go through enough pain, or he had this advantage and because I don't have those advantages, I won't be able to do it. None of that shit matters. None of that matters. You are the way you are, exactly the way you are. Whatever you have, use whatever you have, use whatever little you have, because you really can do a lot with little. And all the people that I've seen, that I used to go to the gym with holes in my shoe and wouldn't buy new stuff because I was like, I'm gonna get ripped with this broken setup. Like I'm not gonna be this one of those guys who has all the gimmicky, all the like Apple Watch and all the cool shirts and this, and then I'm fat as shit. Like there's no point in that. So you can really just like brute force yourself through uh, life by just like sucking it up and just gritting through it, and then you also have to like learn how to break out of it. But yeah, this is my rant. This video is too long. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, you get the point. I'm self-made, but not really.